Hello, hello. Good afternoon, creators, and welcome back to Creator Month, a full series of trainings where I'm showing you the what and the how, step by step, inside Kajabi. If you don't have an account yet, sign up today at mariataveras.com/Kajabi99 for their exclusive creator plan. 3 months of Kajabi, full access, other features for only $99. Okay? So, welcome back. And today we will be talking about how to unlock a long term visibility strategy that most people ignore, but that can actually completely transform their business. And I'm talking about organic search traffic from Google. No ads, no dancing, no algorithm chasing, just helpful content that gets found by people already searching for what you do. Why does organic traffic matters? Because it works while you sleep. Someone in your niche Google's a problem. They find your blog post, they find your landing page, they read, they trust, they buy. And that's the power of SEO. While your social posts disappear in 24 hours, YouTube and Google keep working for you. Ads obviously cost you money, burn fast, but Google keeps sending that traffic for free. Okay? And remember that those people that are actually searching inside Google are looking for their pain, their desire, not just scrolling. They actually need something. Hopefully, it's what you're selling. How Google decides who shows up? Don't overcomplicate. Google isn't looking for the perfect website, it's looking for clear, helpful content that solves problems. So, it prioritizes pages that are relevant if you're answering specific searches, structured, easy to read and scan, headings, paragraphs, keyword rich, so you have clear titles, headings, and descriptions, and you post consistently. All right. The top 3 pages you must optimize first are your homepage, your offer page, and your blog or resource page. So make sure your homepage talks about who you help, what you offer. Your offer page, keywords related to your service, coaching, templates, mindset, etc. And your blog page have helpful content answering your ideal clients' frequent asked questions and solving problems. These are the 3 pages that usually get the most attention from search engines. You don't need a 20 post blog to start. You need clarity, you need intention, and the right keywords. Okay? So now we're going to jump right into Kajabi to build this step by step. We will create a full blog post for one of my clients. We will add the meta descriptions, the titles. We will format this blog post with heading 1, heading 2, bullet points, use long tail keywords, add image, alternative text, and link between other pages. All right. So now I'm going to share my screen inside Kajabi, and we will try to create a demo for one of my clients for you to see how this works. Okay. Let me remove how do I remove this bookmark bar? If I don't want it, hide. There we go, have more space. So first things first, let's jump inside Kajabi and go to website and click on blog, okay? The first thing Kajabi will ask me, and give me a moment, I actually have to record this. Okay, so now that we're inside Kajabi, we went to websites and blog, and let's click on get started to create our first blog post. Kajabi asks us for the SEO settings, how to optimize search engines for us to be found, and when people share our links on socials, which is the title and description that we want. In this example, Zoe from Talk Dance, she offers lesson plans for other dance teachers. So we are going to add a title. She could change it later on, but the example would be host a magical kids dance party without the stress. It's only 53 characters. That your page title should be 50 to 60 characters and includes keywords like kids dance party. Okay. Then on the page description, we will add make your kids' next dance party fun and stress-free with this free ready-made party plan designed for early years. Here we talk about free, dance party, early years, etc. We can add an image that represents this. Let's add this one, for example. And let's click save. Now we can create our first blog post. And I'm going to do is create an optimized blog post for her to explain to you how you have to build everything. Okay. And let's click on new blog post. And Kajabi allows me to add a video or an audio, publish, unpublish, or set a publishing date. So you don't have to do everything manually. If you're going to share 2 or 4 posts per month, then you can schedule them. Your blog image on your website, your title and content, the URL, a title, and a description for Google. Okay, what's the URL you're going to provide to Google? What's the page title and the description? And if people share on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp, the link, what's the preview image as well? Okay, so let's create our first blog post, and the title will be how to host a magical kids dance party without the stress. As the URL, we will add kids dance party plan freebie, okay? And as the meta description, because my ultimate goal is for people to want to download her freebie, make your next children's dance party magical and stress-free with this ready-made free party plan from Tots Dance, created by an ex-ballerina and mom, okay? Let me add again the title here and choose the image. I don't have the precise image. Just make sure when you add your images, the title, the name of the file on your computer is also SEO optimized, has keywords instead of saying like IMG 5093, for example. Okay, I'll choose this one for now. And we can also include on the image an explanation, an alternative text. For example, young children dancing in a cheerful studio party setup. Okay. I'm going to click save. And now inside the editor, we will add our content. So for example, I'm going to start here with the introduction paragraph. Planning a dance party for toddlers can feel like a full-time job, blah, blah, blah. But what if you don't have to start from scratch? I could add colors. I could add anything that allows the reader to read this. Oh, I don't know why it's not allowing me to change the color. So ignore about the color thing right now. But we want people to go through this easily while they're reading, okay? Then we can start adding. Remember, you already have a title. That's a header 1. Other headers to explain to Google that there's a structure inside your post, okay? So why a ready-made party plan saves you time? This is going to be heading 2. You have to play with your headers, with your bold words, etc., etc. I'll just add some content and then continue adding more and more and explaining to you the why I'm adding things. So how to host a magical kids dance party without stress. This title has a strong SEO title because notice it's clear, it's emotional, and includes keywords like the kids dance party without the stress, terms that maybe someone will Google, okay? So always keep your SEO titles 60 characters or less and make it human friendly, not that robotic, okay? Then we have all of our content, okay? Planning a dance party for toddlers or preschoolers can feel like a full-time job. We start here with a strong, relatable problem right away, so it will speak to the reader's pain. Party planning is overwhelming. We also naturally includes the dance party for toddlers to boost search visibility, okay? Then we have a heading 2, why a ready-made party plan saves you time and energy. A heading 2 breaks up the content and help both the reader and Google understand its structure. This section delivers on the promise of the headline, why this content matters. It also uses a list with bullet points to make it skimmable. All right? So let's add more content to my blog post. I'll just copy my full blog post and then I'll share with you the why I added each section. Okay? Now, let's go back to, we talked about these bullet plans, right? What you'll get in this free plan, another heading 2. This is where we will pivot into tangible benefits. We can add check marks or not, check boxes. We can also just remove them. But since we're talking about what you receive, it's a complete themes party plan, no prep needed. So the suggestion makes a reader digest this easily and it's emotionally satisfying. We also include the free dance party plan. Again, let me see the free plan here for SEO. We can downloadable PDF, party plan. Okay. Then who's this for? I can add that line or remove it if you want. I think I don't need it right now. The who is this for? I'm also going to make it a heading 2. And this free dance party plan is perfect for dance teacher, parents planning a party home, preschool teachers. I don't love the excess of emojis, but I love the ballet shoes here. So I'll just keep them. Again, free dance party plan. Okay. So here, this section is pre-qualifying the audience, parents, dance teachers, educators. We can even make them stand out. Okay. And I want people, when they're reading this, be like, oh, this is for me. And it adds more keyword relevance around the dance, education, early childhood, and so on. Okay. Now, let's add another heading 2. From the studio to your classroom, Totstand was born out of the passion for ballet of Zoe. Okay. So here we start inserting Zoe's story, not at the top, but once the reader is already engaged. Why? Because her authority, she's a ballerina, she's a mom, she's been a nanny, business owner, builds trust and connects emotionally after you've already shown value. Okay. And finally, we will add an additional heading, ready to try to get the free party plan here, a clear call to action with a benefit-focused headline. It's not just download now. We tell them the why they should take action, tying it back to the value in the post, okay? So Kajabi doesn't have like, oh, add a call to action. Yes, you can add an image from here and then link that image. So since there's no call to action, you can create a button inside Canva that looks like a call to action, post it here, or just use AI to help you create an HTML button. For example, let me find one. I already had an idea here. I'll click here on the source code and on the bottom, I'll paste this button, okay? Get your free party plan here. What will this button do? If I go to landing pages and I find her, I think it's this one, ready and done for you lesson plans, okay? No, it's not this one. Let me go back. I want this one, the lesson plans. This is the link I want people to go to so they can download the free party plan, all right? So that's where my call to action is already directing people to. I can also click and add the link inside my text, all right? So now we have the full call to action that I wanted to include right here, okay? On the right, we have tags. So this is like a way to categorize your blog. For example, free resources for dance teachers. I could also use dance party ideas. Early year dance education. So you can categorize your blog post depending on that. And I'll show you another example of a client later on. For now, let's click on save and publish this for you to see how it looks, okay? Now, remember we added the page title. We always need a strong SEO title. The URL. Inside your URL, make sure the words you're using, the how to works a lot. Make sure you don't use emoji. Separate the words with a dash, for example. Your meta description here, it's what Google will show when people search. So stay under 160 characters using emotional keywords. Here we are talking about magical, stress-free, free party plan, okay? This is your hook to make people click. Your featured image and alternative text basically can't be, for example, IMG 3829 JPG. No, never add that as an image. Make sure the file name says what you're showing there. Those keywords are important for accessibility and for search engines, all right? And then inside our blog post structure, we already explained an intro paragraph, heading to sections, call to actions as well. And even though I'm using an HTML button here, you can always add an image of a button that you create. It's centered, it's styled with the brand colors, it's clearly clickable. So make sure your button has enough padding, a bold font, and a high contrast color for people wanting to click this. Add categories if you need, okay? So our first blog post is ready, and now we're going to preview it in a new tab. This is how it looks, okay? Definitely, we need another image because that one doesn't have enough resolution. But see how easy it is for people to skim through this. And that's what we want. We don't want people to get tired. I can even add more images here explaining everything. And Kajabi allows you to have, for all your blog posts, one clear call to action and a form. It will be on all blog posts, so don't make something that's not evergreen inside here, all right? But we will fix that later on. Let's imagine I create another blog post, and I'll show you why I want to do this. If I come to my blog page, I only have one. I want you to see how it will look if we add more, okay? So let's add a new one, and we will call this one the Spring Dance Lesson Ideas. I won't go stressing about every single thing I'm doing now, because for now, I just want you to understand what we're doing instead of explaining every single step, okay? So I'll just choose any images for now. I just want to explain for you how your blog page can look, okay? So we have that second one, and we can add another call to action here. Let me find one. There we go. Click save, and I'll add one more so that you can see how your blog page will look. No post. Let's call it how to start a dance class for toddlers, even if you don't have experience. And I'm going to add my final call to action here. We can always improve all of this later on. It's just for the example that I'm adding it very quickly without explaining every single step. Okay, let's go down to bring a different image here. Okay, so now how does my blog page actually look if I have more content? Look, but clearly it doesn't feel that much like her brand. So we can now work on the blog page so it looks similar to her brand, okay? Let's go inside Kajabi and we will go to websites pages. And here, you don't need a homepage ready to have a blog. If you want a landing page, for example, just make sure when you come inside Kajabi site settings, you make sure that your homepage takes people to a landing page instead of a template homepage, all right? and to have a menu for people to find your blog. Okay, so if I come inside, I can modify how the blog looks and feels. I'm inside here, and clearly we have first a title for this template. We can use it if we want, the Todd Stands blog, for example, or you don't have to use it if you don't want, okay? There's also inside here a divider. If we're going to keep it, like, let's make sure it uses her brand colors, for example, this pink one, and the blog listings. This is where I wanted to get. Here are your blog listings. For now, there's a 2-column grid. If I would want to include videos, instead of the featured image, if I had a video, it would show a video. For example, let's see if I have a video on my own blog that you can see. I use Kajabi, so no, this is a GIF. Here you see, so that's what you're choosing right there. If you want to include a video, a date, we can also include the date if we want. If we want to show the tags and the content, but truncated so it doesn't have the full blog post, for example, you see? So let's keep it at 130. If you need to translate everything to a different language, you can do that. And here now you define some colors. For example, the tags, what are the background colors? Let's say we would be using the blue. I think it's too much blue. Let's try the pink, for example. And we can even darken it a little bit. So it has more contrast, okay? You can play with all the colors and even pagination. How many blog posts do you want on this first page, okay? Now, important, there's a sidebar that we're not seeing, but there's a sidebar, and we have to define which content we want there. So for example, as of now, there's a sidebar search bar. There are the different categories. If we want, we can define, we can change the name for the categories and even create a drop down instead. So let's do that and preview the change so you can see. Then we have the follow us. And in this case, we would add the social link to her account instead of Kajabi's. My team manages her content creation. Here we are. So this is, she's our client. We're helping her build all of this. And we would link directly to her Instagram account. If she has more socials, we can add that. Let's refresh so you see the changes, okay? And I think it's too much blue here, so maybe we can change that specific things. But for now, for example, social heading color, let's make it a darker blue to try. Let's see how that looks if we change it. Obviously, I would have to do that on all of them so it actually looks better, okay? The social links. And this is important. So you can see that each blog post has a container. If I click and I remove this container, it disappears. You see, let's see the difference. But I actually like the container. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a different solid border color that looks more like her brand, okay? And we can even darken it a bit. I actually like the pink. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so, and I have to remove that heading 1 from that blog post so it looks better. We have 2 columns, but I can also try 3. Let's do it now so you see how it looks. Wait, I have to go. Where? Okay, I could be a list. It could be a 3-column grid. This is how it would look. It could be with the media on left or on the right, okay? I'm going to keep the 2-column grid for now. I just wanted you to see the difference, all right? Now, there's a little shadow behind. I can remove it or keep it. The sidebar container, if I want, I can also or remove it or add the same pink because I want everything to feel like her brand, Okay, there we go. If I want to change the color inside, for example, this blue, we could try that and see how it would look. Why didn't it change though? Sidebar container. Yeah, that's the one I chose. Oh, there it is. But I'm not convinced. Now I could also play with a slightly blue color related to her brand. Let's try again. There we go. I don't love it, but I'm just showing you ideas that are possible for you, okay? So play around with your full blog post to change. Now, that's only my blog page. Now, if I click inside one of my, let's go to the one we actually added all the content to. We also have to work here on the colors and how we want the look and feel. So let's go inside the blog post editor and start modifying everything. So the header is on top. Oh no, I want it under the image. I can also do that. Let's keep it on top. I want to show the date. Show the date. I want to show the tags. I can show the tags. Where are they? Tags, where did you go? I think it's showing me the latest one and I didn't add tags here. That's why. If I would have had a video, color, titles, everything, I could define the tags. I'm going to change the background colors as I did previously on the tags. So you can see now how this changes. Oh, it's supposed to change. There we go. Okay. And I added the date. What else can I do? Show the sidebar on desktop if we want. There it is. If you don't want, you remove it. Mobile as well. And we can start working on the categories as we did before. Add a drop down. We can add the social links again. I wish Kajabi, and if the Kajabi team ever sees this, inside the Kajabi site settings, we can define what are the social links, and we don't have to be doing this every time on every single header, footer, sidebar, please, okay? And there we go. Save. Now we have our social links, and we can add more content if we want. About her, a call to action, categories, custom block, recent post, image, sidebar, social link, social share. For example, if we see my own how to create inside your online course, this blog post, for example, you can see here I have a free template on planning your own course. I highly suggest you download this if you want to launch your own course. The latest on my blog. I also have started launch kits inside Kajabi, a 3-day challenge, all my categories, more on my YouTube video, and so on. And I do have a call to action here and a newsletter. So now we have to work on that. Remember I said all blog posts will have the same call to action section and the same newsletter. So we have to think of that before we actually add content here, that it will be on every single blog post. I'm trying to create the copy for this, okay? And then now we can go back. And if we go back inside the body, we would go down to the call to action. Do we want to show it? Yes or no? If I remove it, it's not there anymore. Do I want a specific background color on this call to action? For example, let's use her blue color and I'll darken it a bit. And let's say the border color, do I actually need one? Well, let's keep up with, oh, and I forgot the container. Wait, this is important. I think it's, okay, we haven't gotten there yet. So this call to action button, what will it say? Since that's her main lead magnet, I'll just use that one. And my title will be, want to make dance time magical and stress-free? Sign up below to receive your free Tots Dance Party plan, okay? I want this white. Download now. And I have to choose the landing page where they're going to download this. which I have to make sure which one it is because I'm now confused and we have to fix those names. Let me see if it's that one. Yes. Okay, perfect. Now, let's open that in a new tab. I want to change this button because I don't like it, how it looks. Now we can work on her newsletter form, all right? So let's add here since I like the white backgrounds, but since we made this different, now I'm thinking of making this one different as well. Let's go to the opt-in, background color, and now let's play with her pink to see if it works, okay? If it doesn't, then we change it. So we're gonna play around with this, okay? The form would be the free party plan. The thank you page would be the lesson plans thank you page. And now we're going to put here plus join the Todd Stance newsletter. Okay. Oh, actually, this my part. I can't use the same contents here. Well, I could, but it doesn't make sense. So maybe I can just send to the default newsletter instead. And I don't actually have a thank you page for that. I have to confirm, okay? But I won't add any landing page for now. I'll send people actually to her sales page. But I have to confirm which one it is. Okay, so there we have it. General mailing list to receive. Don't worry, your information won't be shared. This one, we can put the disclaimer on the bottom, okay? There we go. Let's click save and see how this looks. Okay, we have to work on these texts. Let's make them black and bold. I highly prefer the two white backgrounds, but we're just playing around with this. And I don't like the difference in the call to actions. I want to keep like the same aesthetic. So I want my auto button. And I want, let's see how 30 would look. There, they look similar. And I would say subscribe. Save. So now we have our opt-in and a call to action here. Let's go back. And now we also have our blog post container. If we're going to keep the same aesthetics, then we're going to change the border color to the pink, just as the blog post page. If we want to add a container shadow or remove it, the sidebar, where's our sidebar? It's black as well. So we're going to keep working with the same colors here. And that's it, okay? So now we went from this to this to this, okay? And she can add more content on her sidebar if she wants. Finally, the blog search page. So if someone is searching inside her blog post and finds lesson plans or spring, there are the results. So you can define the sidebar for this page as well, change the colors. If you work in a different language, for example, this is my Spanish blog. And if you want to, let me see if I can, I don't even have a search here apparently. Okay, yeah, here. So let's say I'm searching about curso online course, and I find results, Kajabi versus Teachable, for example. That's the search bar. But look at this. It's everything is in Spanish. So yes, Kajabi is translatable, even if it's not right now multi-language. I have two different Kajabi sites, one in English and one in Spanish, all right? And that's it. That's how we create. Oh, and why did I want to create 3 blog posts? Because now I want to show you, if we come to her home page, which my team created this homepage for her, I now want to add a blog post section. So I'm going to click add section, blog, 3 blog posts, and that's how it would look. Okay. I can define where I'm going to add it, add a title if I want, and so on and so forth. Okay. And let's add a text here, for example. read our latest posts. That could obviously improve the copy, but I'm just trying to do this without taking too much time during our training. This title has to have its own row, and I want to center it. So desktop layout and mobile layout centered. I would love for all of them to have the same height. And I could play around, for example, to keep the same consistency with the border on each element that we did inside the blog post, for example. Obviously not that big, okay? I could do all of them or just remove these two, duplicate the same one, and change which post I want to be shown, okay? So now if we preview, we have a new section here, okay? Make sure all the images have the same size, all right? And basically, that's how we added SEO page titles, made the descriptions. We formatted her blog post with heading 1, heading 2, bullet points, long tail keywords, added the image alternative text, linked between her pages with the call to actions. What can you write about? Frequent asked questions your clients ask, mini tutorials, lists, step-by-step guides, how to, best tools for personal stories with lessons. For example, if you're a coach, how to create your first coaching package inside Kajabi, a therapist, 5 breathing exercises to reduce anxiety before work, a business mentor, 3 tools I use to manage my content calendar. Okay, you can also use Google Complete or Answer the Public. For example, if I'm searching for something on Google and I say keto diet, now it's showing me the meaning, recipes, pros, cons. So that gives you ideas of what people are searching for, okay? You can also use Answer the Public. Write about your content, your niche, and see what does Answer the Public say people are searching for online. It's taking its time, so we're not going to see that now, okay? And if you haven't signed up to Kajabi yet, I have an amazing exclusive done for you bonus. So the time is right and the price is perfect. 3 months for only $99 at marietaveras.com/Kajabi99. My team will hook you up with a done for you one-page website template. That's the same thing we built for Zoe. A basic funnel setup, sales page, checkout, thank you page, post-purchase page, your done for you course inside, and my personal support inside my private Facebook group. All right. How do you optimize a blog for SEO? As I said, keywords in the titles, in the headlines, in the body text, made a description, alternative text, related posts inside the blog. And if Kajabi doesn't have the great metrics analytics for your blog, but just connected to Google Analytics. For example, you go to analytics.google.com, and for example, let me show you quickly. This is for my online school. It's in Spanish, and you can see in the last 30 minutes, I had people from Venezuela, Nicaragua, USA. Now I'm doing my Creator Month, so obviously that's one of the most viewed pages, okay? So I'm just showing you, it's important for you to do this, all right? And what else? I'm missing. I already showed you how to categorize your blog post, but I want to show you an idea. So this is one of my clients in Spanish. I'll just translate her sites for you to understand. Inside, on Instagram, she used to have all of her recipes. So she's not a chef, but she won Master Chef. She's a mom. She loves cooking, and she shares all her recipes on Instagram. She had Instagram guides with all her recipes, but Instagram removed the guides, and she was stuck because people were DMing her every time. What can I do I want that recipe, to find that recipe? So she told me, hey, I need to have a way of, she wanted to teach her online course, create her website, and have like a search section for recipes. So my team and I, inside my agency, Solusync, we build her full website. This is her site inside Kajabi. She has a free checklist about her. She's a content creator. She offers classes and workshops, cooking shows. She's a brand ambassador, etc. We created her online course. And how did we use her blog? She writes about maternity, home, etc. But we created one tag only for the recipes and a menu for specific recipes. For example, Dominican recipes, salads, breakfast, etc. So if I click here, I can find her blog search or Dominican recipes. And here are all her recipes. Each one of them is one blog post. And now people can search based on what they're looking for. Example, my child is allergic to milk, protein, and egg. So maybe I want to find a vegan recipe, and I'll put vegan here, and I can find vegan bowl, for example. And then I have the recipe. We added a call to action to her online course. We added a form, an opt-in form for her newsletter. This is her Dominican food course. And this is the sales page we created for her, for example. And this is very interesting. We didn't add this. So since she's a brand ambassador as well, inside her landing pages, sales pages, and blog posts, she's adding banners for brands, local brands that are paying her to be there. Okay, so just ideas of how you can monetize not only with your online course, as she's doing here. She's using the paywall feature. And now then at $75, her Dominican food course. Okay. And that's the example I wanted for you to see with one of my clients. Remember that SEO is a long game, okay? It's not going to happen that you started today and tomorrow you will gain all the traffic, but it compounds, okay? People are already searching for what you do. Your job is to show up where they're looking and start simple. Choose 1 or 2 blog post topics, optimize your homepage, add keywords to your offer page. It doesn't take a huge team. It takes strategy, consistency, and the right tools like Kajabi. So sign up at mariataveras.com/Kajabi99. If you need strategy, find the link in the description below to book a call with me and I'll help you. Remember, we have so many more trainings coming up. This Friday, we will see how to launch a paid newsletter. So don't miss that if you love writing, similar to blogging, but now people have to pay to consume your content. And next week, it will be amazing. On Monday, we will do a full step-by-step on how to create an ultimate experience for your online course, adding quizzes, welcome pages, welcome emails, feedback forms, etc. Then on Wednesday, I'm going to show you Brandon Bouchard's payments flow, how he uses Kajabi, the Kajabi system features to scale or increase the lifetime value of each client inside one specific funnel. Okay, we will implement that, something I do with all my clients, but since Brandon Bouchard has sold $150 million on Kajabi, I want you to understand this is how he does it, so you're motivated to learn. So that's what we're going to do next Wednesday, and we will close Creator Month with a training on 6 digital products that you can start selling to make money online from home. Okay, simple. And that's what we're going to do. All right. So thank you so much for being here. Let's close all of this, and I'll see you next Friday, same time, same YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye. If you have any questions and if you liked this training, please hit that like button. Comments below. If you need a strategy session with me, there you have the link. And don't forget all the done for you bonuses you have if you sign up with my link only during this promo. This is not evergreen, the done for you bonuses. Okay. Thank you so much. Oh, someone commented, thank you. This is too fast for me. Best part is you have the replay. So now go back to the video. It will stay there online. You click on pause, you move on. Pause, move on. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.